In reselling, there's essentially two different business models that one can do, and then kind of a hybrid between the two, but we're really going to split it out into the two different business models. And there's not a right answer. It's going to depend on what works for you, what you have knowledge to, what you have access to. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step these two different business models and how to decide if it's right for you and how to make it and use money to make and use it to make money reselling on Poshmark and eBay and various different places. Before we jump into the video, if you are new to the channel, I just want to go over three quick definitions. The first one is going to be sell-through. Sell-through rate is how many items you've sold out of how many items that you have for sale. So if you have 100 items for sale and you've sold 10 items that month, you have a 10% sell-through rate. That's all it is, how many you've sold out of how many you have for sale. Average sale price, oftentimes people say ASP for average sale price, and this is just going to be on average, how much are those items selling for? So let's say those 10 items, they each sold for $20. So on average, they were selling for $20. And then you have gross revenue. Your gross revenue is your top number. This includes your shipping, your fees, your expenses, your cost of goods, all of that. In today's video, we're not getting down into the nitty gritty to look at your net number. I will link a video up here every single month. I do a profit and loss. I show full transparency of my reselling business where my gross number comes in and then all the way down to my net before taxes, how much I save for taxes and all of that. So if you want to know more behind the reselling business and what you take out of that gross number, you can check out that playlist. But today's video, keeping it simple and looking at the gross. Full disclaimer, these numbers are going to change. If your cost of goods is really high, you're going to make more money. We're not considering that for the sake of this video, but do be mindful that that is something to consider as you decide which reselling strategy, business strategy is really going to be right for you. But we're going to start with the golden formula for resellers. If you're new to the channel, or you're not new to the channel, oh, I don't have it set up. We're going to start with the golden formula for resellers. So if you're not new to the channel, there we go. If you're not new to the channel, this is old news for you, so I'm going to go over it quickly, but it's essentially how much money you make, right? So if you have a formula, you have an equal sign, and what you have on one side equals what you have on the other side. When you move a variable up on one side, the other side is going to move up. So the golden formula for resellers, this is what I use for all of my reselling to figure out how much I'm going to make. It's what I use in the dashboards that I have for sale. I'll link a video up above on more information for those. This sheet, minus the analysis that I do down below, but this sheet is for purchase on my website. So if you want to be able to kind of play with your numbers a little bit and figure out what you need to do, it is linked down below. Golden formula for resellers is your sell-through rate times your active listings. That's essentially how many items you've sold. 10% of 100 items is going to be 10 items. If you sold 10 items for the month, you had 100 items. That is that first in parentheses, how many items you have sold. The second one is going to be on average, how much did they sell for? So how many items you've sold times how much they sold for is telling you how much money that you made. And why I came up with a formula is in math, if you have a formula, you can move those variables to help you figure out how much you're going to make. So you can see here, there's three variables. Where is this? There's three variables that go into how much gross revenue you're going to make. And this is where you can break down, you have a high average sale price strategy and you have a high volume strategy. We're going to look at the two of them. We're going to look at what it means to have those, what your numbers are going to look like, and then how to decide which strategy is best for you. So we're going to start with a high average sale price. And I'm just going to kind of move this down. Like I said, we're just shooting for $10,000. That's a nice, easy, quick number. We're shooting for $10,000 for the month. Obviously, you can change all of these numbers. Like I said, this is linked down below. So these numbers right here, your sell-through rate, your average sale price, your active listings, you can go through and you can change those. And then this number you'll make, how much gross revenue you'll make, that'll change. There's also a tab that does that, uses the golden formula for resellers, and you change the numbers and it'll tell you how many active listings that you need to have based off of your numbers. If you don't like doing that and you want something to do it for you, like I said, the dashboards do all of this for you and more. So high average sale price, that means right here, our average sale price, on average, our items, I picked a really high number, on average, our items are selling for $200. Typically, when you have items that are selling for a large amount, you're going to have a smaller sell-through rate. Not everyone can spend $200 on items. They're going to sell a little bit slower. You're not going to be selling as many of them. And it means you don't have to have as many items. You don't have to have as many active listings. So you have a 5% sell-through rate. You have an average sale price of $200. You need 1,000 active listings to make $10,000 a month. So let's go ahead and look at what it would take. Well, let's keep that there actually. Let's take a look at what it would take to do the high volume and get $10,000. So if we scroll down here, to get the same number with a lower, so we're over $5. It didn't give us an exact number, but you get that point. Like I said, you can change these numbers too. So now my average sale price, I've brought my average sale price down to $15 an $15 things are selling for on average for $15, significantly lower average sale price. That means that you have to have a higher sell-through rate. These items need to be moving quicker, and you need to have triple the amount of active listings to make the same amount of money. This is why I said there's two different strategies. You can make the same amount of money. You can sell high priced items and make $10,000. You saw the numbers for that. Or you can sell low price items and have a higher sell through, sell more of them, have more available, and make $10,000. So now we're going to talk a little bit about what your strengths and weaknesses are and how to decide kind of what strategy would be best for you. So if you're looking at the high average sale price, let's take a look at the numbers. Low sell-through rate, high average sale price, low active listings. So this is going to be your pros and your cons. You're going to need less, if you choose this strategy, you're going to do less listing, right? You have less items to list. You're going to do less photos. You're going to do less cleaning. All of those tasks, you're going to do less of them. However, you're going to have your items for longer. Your days on hand are typically going to be longer, a lower sell-through rate, people spending $200. Typically, unless you find these BOLO items, which it's hard to make a business off of that, typically $200 price items, really high average sale price items, are going to sit a little bit longer because not everyone has these high dollars to spend. People can easily spend $15 quickly, right? $200, maybe they have to save for it, maybe they have to budget, wait till the end of the month, make sure they paid all their bills. Right? They're going to sit a little bit longer. You also have to spend more time sourcing. So more sourcing in the sense of it is much harder to find items that sell for $200 than to find items that sell for $15. So you're going to have to become more knowledgeable in whatever niche. This is going to work for whatever you sell, but you're going to have to become more knowledgeable and really know and find these items, spend more time sourcing. Where if you go to the store, you may walk away with 2 items, where if someone who's doing a high volume, they're going to walk away with 50 items that can sell for $15. And now let's take a look at the volume game. If you're playing this volume game, you're going to, it got cut off. So it's basically the opposite. If you are having lower price items, you're going to have less days on hand. You're going to want to find items that have a high sell-through rate. I will link a video up above on TerraPeak. So either look at your data to figure out these high sell-through rates, or look at TerraPeak to figure out what has high sell-through rates. It's same for a high average sale price, depending on which one you choose. But you're going to have less days on hand. You're going to have less knowledge. It's much easier to find items that sell for $15 than it is to find items that are going to sell for $200. You're also going to have less time sourcing. And in the sense of you can go to a store and probably walk away with 50 items, where like I said, in the high average sale price, you go to a store and you may get 1 or 2 items. So high average sale price, you may have to go to 4, 5, 6, 7 stores. Most places you can probably walk away with a lot more items for $15 average sale price. You're going to, though, high volume, you're going to spend more time listing. You're going to spend more time taking photos. You're going to spend more time cleaning. So if you're noticing, you're probably spending the same amount of time just in different ways, right? And so this is where it's going to help you decide which one is right for you. Where do you want to spend your time? What knowledge do you have? So let's take a look at for the high average sale price. If you have knowledge in high-end inventory, if you have a low storage space, you don't have space to be storing 3,000 items, if you have patience to wait for the right buyer, then a high average sale price store is probably right for you. If you're really great at processes and you could do things quickly and you have lots of processes done and you have access to high volume, well selling, for me, I do women's clothing shoes. So I say mall brands, but depending on what you do, if you have access to a lot of these $15 quick selling items and you have lots of storage, then a high volume is probably right for you. They both will work. We saw they'll both make you $10,000. It just depends on which one is going to work best for you. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this video, I will link a video here of how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button.